I want to show you the exact steps I walk my sales sprint students through so they can open their shop and make their first sale. And it's likely way simpler than what you've been told, because every day you spend waiting, Googling, and getting ready to get ready is a day somebody else is collecting the sales you could have had. And the students who get their first sale the fastest, they were not the most prepared. They were the ones who stopped overthinking and just followed the steps in order. So that's what I'm going to show you today. And if you're new here, hey, I'm LaCresha. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom, and I'm a top 2% Etsy seller. I show complete beginners how to make extra money from home selling digital products on Etsy. No ads, no social media, just a simple strategy that works even while you're sleeping. I created a step-by-step program called the Sales Sprint, and over 2,100 students have gone through it. Moms, grandparents, people who have never sold anything online before, and they have used this process to open their shop and make their first sales. So I'll drop the link in the description below if you want to check out the details after this video. But right now, let me show you exactly how this works, because here's what I see all the time. Someone decides they want to open an Etsy shop, so they start watching videos. Then they spend a week picking a shop name, then another week on a logo and a shop banner. Then they realize they don't even have a product yet, so they start researching. Then they get overwhelmed and tell themselves that they'll start when they have more time. It's like someone who wants to start eating healthy. They spend 2 weeks watching recipe videos, buying all the gadgets, reorganizing the pantry, and then they order takeout again. The prep feels like progress, but the pan never hits the stove. That's the trap I see so many people falling into. The priority is to get your shop opened, and you can figure out the rest along the way. So the lazy way isn't about cutting corners. It's about doing the right things in the right order and skipping everything else. And that's exactly what I'm going to walk you through, starting with step 1, use data to pick your product. So the first thing we do inside the sales sprint before you create anything is find a product that already has proof it sells. Most people skip this step. They create something they think is a good idea, they list it, and then they wonder why no one is buying. That's like going to the grocery store hungry with no list. You grab everything that looks good, spend way too much money, and go home with nothing you actually need. The tool I use, and the only one I recommend as of now, is Everbee. Other tools focus on search volume, but Everbee focuses on sales volume. It shows you exactly what's selling on Etsy right now, how many sales a listing has gotten in the last month, how much revenue it's bringing in, how many people are searching for it. All of the data is right there. So instead of guessing, you're looking at what buyers are already spending money on, and then you're simply making your own version of it. Now, here's what I tell every single student before they start searching. You are not looking for the most popular product. You're looking for a product with real demand and room for you to get paid. That's the difference between watching YouTube videos for months and listing a product that gets sales right away. And when you find that product, you don't build it from scratch. You do step number 2, create your product with a template. Now, this is where you're most likely to waste the most time. You open Canva, stare at a blank page, and an hour later, you've changed the font 17 times and still don't have a product. And I know this because that's exactly what happened to me when I started. It took me 3 weeks to create my first Etsy product because I created it from scratch. So inside the sales sprint, I tell my students to start with something called a PLR template. PLR stands for private label rights. It simply means someone else created the product, and you have the right to edit it, put your name on it, and sell it as your own. Think of it like a house that's already been built. The walls are up, the roof is on. You just go in and decorate it the way you want. I created my product from scratch because I couldn't find any good PLR templates that I could list without getting a 1-star review. But luckily, you shouldn't run into that same problem. Right now, there is an abundance of high quality PLR templates ready to go. And that makes this strategy even lazier than when I started. So you're already ahead of where I was. Now, one thing I wanna make sure you know before you start creating, not everything in Canva is fair game to sell. So you cannot sell Canva's pre-built templates. There are specific rules about what graphics and fonts you're allowed to resell. And if you get this wrong, it could cost you your shop. So inside the sales sprint, I cover what's safe and what's not. That way you don't have to guess. And once your product is done, it's not enough to just upload it to Etsy. How your listing looks is what determines if someone will even click on it. So that brings us to step number 3, create listing photos that stop the scroll. This is what determines whether you make money or not. Etsy is a visual platform. Your listing photo is your storefront. It's the first thing someone sees before they ever see your title, your description, or your price. If your photo doesn't make someone stop scrolling, nothing else matters. When I first started the sales sprint, I would go into my students' shops to see how they were doing. And a lot of them had really bad listing photos, which was not their fault. It was mine for not explaining it clearly. Then I started noticing a pattern. The students with bad photos weren't making sales. So I went back and added phase 3 to the sales sprint. And that's all about making scroll stopping listing photos. And after that, my students started making sales way faster. So that's how big of a deal this one step is. So let me show you what good listing photos actually look like. So let's look at this one. So the product is front and center, so you know exactly what you're getting. But notice the text on the photo. It says editable PDF right on the image. The buyer doesn't have to read the description to know what it is. It tells them instantly. Now let's look at this one. See how it's shown as a lifestyle mock-up? So someone is actually holding it. That does something to the buyer's brain. It's not just a file on a screen anymore. They can picture themselves using it. And with digital products, we need to help them picture using our products since they can't hold them. And then let's look at this one. So look at the grid layout showing different graphics. The buyer can see exactly what's in the bundle before they even click. So they don't have to wonder if it's worth it. The photo answers a question they had before the customer even had to ask it. So that's what your listing photos need to do. Answer the questions, remove the doubts, make the click feel like a no-brainer. Phase 3 of the sales sprint walks you through exactly how to make listing photos like this. So what to put on them, how to set them up, and what gets you skipped no matter how good your product is. And the link for that is in the description. So once your photos are done, that brings us to step number 4, set up your shop the right way. Now this may be the part you've already tried to start. You went to Etsy, clicked open your Etsy shop, got to the part where it asked for your shop name, your banner, your logo, your about section, and then you froze because you didn't know what to call it yet. You didn't know what you were selling yet. You didn't know what your vibe was yet. So you closed the tab and told yourself you'd come back to it later. And that happens because people do things in the wrong order. When you try to set up your shop before you know what your product is, it's like trying to decorate a room before you know what the furniture looks like. Nothing makes sense because you don't have enough information yet. But now you've done the research, you've created the product, you know who it's for. So when you sit down to fill in your shop name, write your about section, or upload your banner and logo, it's not confusing anymore. It actually makes sense. And that's because you have something to build around. This is also where you nail the things that turn a browser into a buyer. So your pricing, your SEO, and all that means is how Etsy knows who to put your listing in front of. And your listing description tells your buyer exactly what they're getting and why they need to get it right now. Phase 4 of the sales sprint walks you through all of this step by step in the right order. So nothing gets skipped and nothing trips you up before you cross the finish line. And once your shop is ready, it is time for step 5, get your first sale fast. Now, obviously, this is my favorite step. Your shop is open, your product is live, your photos look good, your SEO is set up, and now you're sitting there refreshing your Etsy dashboard, waiting for something to happen. Now, here's what I want you to understand. A brand new shop with 0 reviews, 0 sales history, and 0 social proof has one job. Give the buyer a reason to take a chance on you instead of someone else. And one way you can do that is with a grand opening sale. Think about every time you walked past a store and saw a grand opening sign, 50% off. You likely walk in, and it's not necessarily because you need anything. It's typically because they gave you a reason to be nosy, so you can see if there's anything in there you want to buy. And that's how Etsy works too. When I walk my Sales Sprint students through this, I've seen brand new shops that have been open for less than a week make their first sale. And that's because they gave the buyer a reason to buy today. And here's what happens after that first sale. The algorithm starts to pay attention. You get your first review, and suddenly your shop doesn't look brand new anymore. It looks like a shop worth buying from. So that first sale changes everything. So inside phase 5 of the sales sprint, I walk you through how to set up your grand opening sale, how to use promo codes, how to set up targeted offers, and how to stack these strategies so your shop gets momentum right out of the gate. So now you know everything to do. But information alone will not make you sales. Action does. The sales sprint gives you every phase, every step in the right order you need to do it, with tutorials, templates, and everything in between. You've been watching videos long enough. You already know enough to start. What you need now is a plan that tells you exactly what to do next, and you can find that plan in the description. But if you want to know exactly what products are making money on Etsy right now, I put together a video with 7 digital products that are quite boring, but they're making sellers $500 plus a month. So click the video on your screen and I'll see you over there.